Hello all, welcome Technical Panchayat. My name is Akash and today we are going to discuss about basic syntax in Python. In our previous video, we have discussed about very basic introduction of Python, where we have discussed what is Python, why it is used so much, why it is so famous. So yeah, so in order to proceed further with further developments in Python, we first need to understand the basic syntax in Python, which we will use in our day-to-day life. So yeah, let's start with it. So yeah, before introducing you with the code, let me show you that right now I'm using VS Code as my IDE, and I've created a .ipynb file. It's nothing but just a Python notebook. We will be using Python notebook or Jupyter notebook to execute Python code for now, and then we'll also move to .py files as well for scripting purpose. So let me show you a very basic code with print statement, so which we discussed this earlier as well. A hello world program. So you'll see that it prints a hello world. Now suppose if you want to print a variable, suppose I have a variable name Akash and I want to print this. So yeah, it's easy to print. So as I said that coding in Python is quite similar to, it's quite similar to the English language as well. It's very easy to understand. But suppose I need to print this statement with this statement. Okay. Now there are multiple ways of printing this. I'll show you three of them. First one is using an F string approach. Okay. So suppose I am printing hello Akash. Sorry, it would be a name. My bad. It had a slow execution. Yeah, so it prints it. Another method, dot format. It's a function which I'll show you. Print hello. Okay, but I'm not mentioning the name here right now. Dot format name. See, it's printing the variable again. And like this, suppose if I need to print any other variable also, I'll put another curly brace, and suppose instead of this I need a variable as Verma. Okay. Now if I pass this variable here, see it prints this variable as well. Another approach is string concatenation. Using this approach, you would be able to see, like, right now I won't print this hello world, or we can print this as well. Let's try it out. Hello name plus surname. Okay. See, all these approaches are giving the same output. And yeah, these are the three approaches by which we can print our variables. Now let's talk about indentation and comments. So as I already told you in my last video that Python is basically dependent on the indentation part. Like other programming languages, Python doesn't have a lot of significance on curly braces. Like suppose if I define a function, we need to write the function block in a curly brace. But right now we won't use a curly brace. I'll show you something. Suppose I have this function def greet and I'm using this name. Okay. Now if you see that we have an indentation here. I'll show you one more thing. Wait. Print name. It will print my name. Now if it's printing this. Why? And because it has this function, it has this variable which will print the name. So right now you'll see that we have an indentation of 4 spaces. Now suppose if I remove this, or if I just enter a backspace, you will notice an error, an indentation error. So this particular error defines that it is important to indent this particular block. Now on discussing on comments. So in order to comment on a Python code, or suppose if there is any important line of a code which you want to write a comment, to keep it in mind what this particular function or what this particular code block is doing. So yeah, we use this particular approach. We use a hashtag to define comments. Now let's talk about various data types on Python. So as like other programming languages, we have similar data types in Python as well, like strings, integer, floats, booleans. So let me show you basics of these data types now. So in order to define a string, I am defining it like this. And suppose I am writing a greet message, okay? Okay. Now, if you'll notice about other programming languages, in order to access any character, we need to iterate through a for loop in order to access any character of a string. But in Python, it's very easy to access it. Let me show you how. Accessing characters. Suppose I want to access this particular character name, the first character of name. So we have indexing like which starts from 0 in Python as well. And if I suppose if I merge this with the second character name 1, so you will see that we have the first character printed and also the second character is printed. Now we have a concept called string concatenation, which I've already explained you here also. So string concatenation is nothing but it's about joining two particular strings, two or multiple string variables or strings you can say. Suppose I'm creating a new message like a new variable full greet. Okay. Now for this, uh, we can write greet message, and if I print this, so yeah, it's concatenating the strings. Now let's discuss about integers and floats. So unlike other programming languages, we are having integer floats in Python as well. Suppose I have a integer as 5 and another integer as 10. And if I want to perform any kind of arithmetic operation, okay, let me show you. So sum is equal to a plus b. Print. Yeah, so it printed me this particular variable value. Now suppose this was for integer. Now if I want to write it for you can say this float. Suppose I have a variable c where I would be having a 5.3 as a value. Now I want to print the product. So c asterisk 3. So it means c multiplied by 3. So if I'll print the product, you'll see that we have a float value coming in. Now let's check about booleans. So yeah, as you guys know that booleans is all about true and false in programming language. So suppose if I'll mention this variable is student. Suppose I'm mentioning a variable as a student as true, has graduated is equal to false. Now suppose we are having a store which has student discount. So it generally provides discount to students who have not been graduated yet. So discount eligible. Okay. Now let's check this. What it says that it should be a student and it should not be graduated. So let's see if it's eligible or not. Is eligible, and if I print this, false. So yeah, it says that it has graduated not, so he is not graduated yet, but yeah, it should be not has graduated. True. This is true and this is false. Not false is true. Wait, there is an issue. Wait. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm printing the wrong variable. Yeah, I messed this out. Yeah. So yeah, it's eligible for a discount. Now let's check for variable and typecasting. Yeah. Suppose I want to assign multiple values to multiple variables. Suppose I have name, age, and height. Okay. These are the three variables which I need to assign values. Now I can write it as Akash, age 26, and can be 5.9. Okay. And suppose if I'll print all these values now, so yeah, all these values are getting printed and it can be used now. So as you can see that it's very easy to assign multiple values to multiple variables in a single line as well in Python. Now let's check about typecasting. So typecasting is nothing but it's about changing the data types of a variable. Now suppose I am writing my age as 26 here, and if I want to convert it to a string, how it is possible? I'll just use this particular parameter, okay, and this is my new variable, and now I'll use this. Okay, let me show you this one. Suppose if I print type age, okay, it says as integer, but suppose I'm having another variable, and if I'll print its data type, age str, so you can see that it has data type as string. So like that we can convert other data types as well. Suppose if I want to convert a string to an integer, suppose I have str number as, wait, yeah, okay, 101. Now I want to convert it to an integer. So it's simple and it's very similar as converting it into a string. Str now. Now if I'll print this, the data type of both of them, okay, it would be this. The initial this was string, but now it has been converted to an integer. Now let me show you another thing. Suppose I have a float value, height as 5.9, and suppose I want to convert it to integer. Int height is equal to int height. Okay. Now if I'll print this, you'll see that it only takes the integer and it avoids this particular decimal number. Now suppose if I want to convert a particular integer to a float. So this was about float to integer. Now if I want to convert an integer to a float, okay. Now suppose I am giving an int number, it will be 100, and I want to convert it to a float number. I will see. Yeah, this has been converted to a float. So yeah, this was all for today, guys. So I hope we have covered the basics of Python, very basics of Python. We will be covering other concepts like logical statements and for loops and functions. There will be many more to come, and there will be other Python data structures like list, tuple, dictionaries, and all. So we'll be discussing this in our upcoming videos. So I hope you like this video, and if you liked it, please do hit the like button. Please share it and comment on the video if you have any doubts. If you want any other videos or any other topic, so do let me know. And please do subscribe to Technical Panchayat. So thank you all for today. Bye bye.